Hi and welcome to Inspector Toolbelt. In this video we're going to show you how to get started using a scheduling widget on your website. It is a fairly simple and straightforward process. After you have created your account, the first thing you want to do is set up the time slots when you will be available to perform an inspection. The time slots will determine when a client can sign up for an inspection. You will find the option to set up time slots here in the menu on the left-hand side of the screen. After you click on that, there's a button in the top right corner that says New. Click on that and it takes you to the time selection. Let's pick 9 a.m. for our first available time slot. After you've set the time, you will need to decide what days you'll be able to cover that shift. You can select days by clicking on individual days, or you can just click on the top checkbox to select all days. When you have finished creating your time slots, click on Done in the top right corner. If you want to add more time slots throughout the day, you can just click New again. To remove a time, click on the red garbage can next to it. Now that we have time slots set up, we can start creating a widget. Widgets can be added to your website to allow visitors to sign up for an inspection directly on your website. You can create many different widgets depending on what services you have available. To get started, click on the Web Widgets menu item on the left side of the screen. Start out by clicking on the button that says New. Your first step is selecting what type of widget you want to make, if it is going to be one for residential inspections, commercial inspections, or additional services. Here you have the option to set your minimum lead time, which will block the time slots that are the specific amount of hours away. For example, if you would like to have at least a day to prepare for an inspection from the time the client sets it up in the widget, you would set this for 24 hours. You can also choose to hide pricing from the person filling out the form. It will still be visible for you, but your client won't know the pricing until you send them the agreement. The property type setting will be shown on your website, so you should make sure that this tells them what to do. Below that, you get to choose what type of properties they can pick from on your website. You see that we have 4 default choices, but you also have the option to add ones of your choice to cover other types of properties that you inspect. You also have the option to change the labels created to better fit the wording that you used. For each of these options, you select a base price and estimated time that applies to the type of property. On the next page, you get the option to add to the price depending on the square footage of the property. You have 2 pricing options here, either with tiers depending on the size of the property, or you can have a set price and time per square foot. If you're using the pricing per square foot, you must have some data in all the sections under pricing tiers or it will not work. For the tiers, you can use the default labels, add your own, or edit the existing wording. For each of these selections, you add a price as well. As you see, the option for a property over 4,000 square feet has "Please call" in parentheses next to it by default, but you can delete this if you would like. The pricing and timing in either of these 2 sections will be added on top of the base price and time that you set on the last page. The next step is additional services that you offer, and the same principles work here. You can add any type of service that you offer or use the default ones. Add a price and an estimated time to each, and then you're done. The additional information is an opportunity for you to adjust the time and price for certain conditions that could make your inspection more difficult, such as the age of the building or occupants. Again, you can attach time and cost to these items, or you could just leave that to 0 if you want the information solely for your knowledge. After you hit Done, your widget is complete and you can add it to your website. You can ask your web developer to add it, or you can do it yourself. The code just needs to be copied and pasted into the HTML. If you want to see what your customer sees, you can just click on the yellow eye symbol and it will bring you to a browser where you can try it out. You also have the option to edit your widget, or you could create another one. If you want a commercial widget, you go through the same steps. You click New to get started, select Commercial, pick the types of properties you inspect and the base rate, provide the pricing per square foot or by pricing tier, and add any additional services that you offer. As you notice, when we get back to the widget page, there is now a global widget that you can use. This will have all of your different widgets that you created combined.